I've been thinking about how diets and drugs can often have similar effects and also bring you into different kinds of realities and perhaps social realities or maybe social dimensions. So when it comes to dieting, there are many people who have opinions about what you should do for the best diet. Many people who have opinions on what the best diet is, and there's all sorts, and some don't include meat, and some don't include vegetables, and some don't include any animal byproducts, and some of them are weird in all sorts of ways. What I think would be interesting to do at this point is to map where these diets actually take you. And by take you, I mean two things. One of them is, where do they take you in your mind? What kind of mindset does this kind of diet with these kind of proteins or carbs or lack thereof, where do they take you? What do they make you want to do? What do they make you better at? What do they make you worse at? What do they put completely out of the frame? And also, where do they take you physically with who you're hanging out with? I would argue, or I should say, I've seen completely different diets held by authoritarians and libertarians. For example, I think that, and this is, I don't have a lot of data on this, but there are more decisive authoritarian characters in my life who will eat diets that include lots of meat. That's also a high testosterone thing. And then more libertarian people, more of a hippie diet to eat a vegetarian diet. I'm not saying that being a hippie and being a libertarian are the same, but there's certainly some crossover there. So it becomes a personality thing. It becomes a political thing, maybe. I'm referencing these maps, at least. And I guess I've always been looking for what is the best definitive diet for everything. And I've assumed that everyone, kind of like religion, is arguing about the best one. But it's really like there's a lot of different systems, and what is the suitability? I thought about this recently when I was fasting, and then there are certain things that happen when you fast, and certain things are good, and certain things can be dangerous. And it's the same thing with keto, and you can get the keto flu, which is a bad thing that happens, but it's taken within the entire context of the diet. And it's seen as it's something you deal with for these great effects. And it's the same thing as drugs. And drugs will take you into different places, and certainly take you to different places in your mind, and certainly take you to different places in the world. You will be hanging out with different people you probably already are when you're doing different drugs. You're living a different lifestyle if you're using methamphetamines or like just methamphetamines. You're going to be in a different lifestyle than if you're just smoking weed or if you're just drinking alcohol. And I think I guess the real reason why, or the main reason why this fascinates me so much, is because the body is the mystery school, and the body can be tuned by all of these things. So you can look at like a city top down from a map, even if you had live video of a city, and you see all its interworkings, but you don't see the inner workings. There might be many of interactions going on, but because of people's states of mind, they might not actually see each other, even if they're close to each other, like ants close to each other, from a top-down view. Universe is non-simultaneously apprehended, and part of it is because the things that you're putting in your body, tuning the way that you can see the world, tuning the way that you do see the world, but tuning the way you can see the world as well. So there's a Christian principle that comes from Yeshua saying you need everything. Basically, like, if you go anywhere, eat the foods that are given to you. This is like some kind of maybe like a traveling evangelist, a missionary diet from the beginning, as Yeshua started it, even before Paul. And parenthetically in the New Testament, it'll say this is when Yeshua declared all foods good. This is why Christianity doesn't have the same dietary restrictions as Judaism and Islam do. Specifically, like, you can't eat pork in Judaism or Islam, but in Christianity it's fine. One reason is because that line of, and I forget which gospel it is, but when Yeshua says something about food, parenthetically, this is where Yeshua called all things good. So, like, I guess, like, you could start out as a Christian and really go to a lot of different states of mind, because you can eat any kinds of foods, which means you can tune your physical body to many different perspectives, just for that. That's all I got for today. Foods and drugs, and your body is able to take in all of these things, take in all these different things, and then spit out a different reality because of them, and be able to have different characteristics and different abilities. So pay attention to your interactions with these things. Pay attention to your interaction with food.